This is the Smith Family Nutworks. Hope you have a great day.
This is Alice, and welcome back to the Smith Family Nutworks Fairy Tale Classics and the conclusion of Rumplestiltskin. Hope you enjoy.
I can scarcely believe my eyes. Look, behold! I am the luckiest, most fortunate man in the world. Now I am the best and most powerful of all monarchs. Girl, oh, what is your name, blasted? Awake, arise! You have done what I was too afraid to believe.
Do you like it? Am I not to be executed?
Executed? Far from it. You are to be my wife, and never to spin more. Now tell me, what is your name?
So, after learning her name, the prince and Golda were married. They lived in peace, prosperity, and were happy. In a year and a day the old king died, and the prince became a king, and Golda was a queen. In another year and a day, Golda the queen presented the kingdom with a beautiful heir. They called him Fred, after his father. On the evening that Fred was a year and a day, his mother was sitting with him in the lavish nursery. The child was the apple of his mother's eye and the joy of his father.
The firstborn child of a wealthy king will not bear his name or a signet ring. 'Tis given in trade for a life not taken. The magic runs true, a throne be forsaken.
Oh, sir, my good friend, you who saved me. What prompts this visit? Why do you honor me so?
Sweet lady, I have come to claim the price promised to me in the time of your tribulation. My land is without an heir, my life without a queen, my heart without a son to love.
I am dreadfully sorry, but what can I do to...
The firstborn child of a wealthy king will not bear his name or a signet ring. 'Tis given in trade for a life not taken. The magic runs through, a throne be forsaken.
Why must you keep saying that? I don't know what you mean. Just explain it so I can understand. I am a poor girl. I don't know poetry.
On the day of the magic, you swore to me your firstborn child in exchange for your own life. I require an heir to my kingdom. This you will give to me.
Oh, but not my baby. He's mine, my Freddie. I will find you another, but not mine. I will not give him up because he's mine. Mine!
But the hunchbacked dwarf was absolutely implacable. He took the child, whirled thrice on his heel, and disappeared from the castle. Golda was frantic and went into immediate hysterics. She didn't dare tell the king that it was an evil fairy. She simply said that her son was taken, so the king summoned his most trusted advisors and told them that his only son had been kidnapped. Legions of experienced huntsmen began to sweep the world for the lost heir. Weeks passed, then months, and still the child was missing. There began to be tales of an evil magic, and some even accused the distraught queen of doing away with her own child. Golda, desperate, summoned the hedge witch and questioned her. This austere lady informed her that the king of all the fairies had indeed acquired an heir, but the only way to find his court was to learn his name, and that had never been accomplished.
Elfidane, Albrecht, Albrig, Alston, Alpino, Brockdane, Etiri, Fafner, Genius, Heffid, Kalen, Nidhogg, Oberon, Roosevelt, Sulita, Warren, Wajinda. Oh, I can't find anything. The hedge witch said that if I found it I could call him to me, and none of these. There is no book. There is no recourse. I have been looking for my child for months and months, and now it appears that I have lost my child forever. Forever.
Milady, I'm sorry to intrude. There is a huntsman just outside who craves an audience. Shall I send him away?
No. Let him come.
Most gracious Highness, I have news.
Tell me at once. Why do you hesitate? Why have you not informed the king?
It is strange, I warn you.
I am not unused to the strange. Tell me.
I was wandering in a strange forest, far from here, and it was late on the night of All Hallows' Eve. At midnight, I saw a strange fire, and I crept up to it. There was a strange gathering there, all ugly old men and beautiful ladies. There was a hunchback dwarf, attired in green, top to toe, dancing around the fire. He was most wild, most terrifying. As he danced, the gathering sang this tune.
The firstborn child of a wealthy king will not bear his name or a signet ring. Is given in trade for a life not taken. The magic runs true of Rome be forsaken.
Then the dancer laughed like a madman, and he shouted,
The queen's search is in vain. She calls out every name that was ever known to man, even as she knows my name is undiscoverable. Tomorrow I brew, today I bake, and then the child away I'll take, for little deems my royal dame that Rumplestiltskin is my name.
Thus he sang 3 times, and then he turned upon his heel and vanished, the company and the fire with him, and I have come to you to tell you my strange tale. Please believe, I speak the truth.
Golda had learned the name of the villain. She sent the man away and prepared herself to call the little man to her, but she was interrupted. The man himself appeared.
Fairest and most beautiful of queens, I have heard thy distress and have come to offer my aid. I will be aware of my part and would fain play a game.
It will return my son to me?
And thee play, thou shalt have a chance. To be fair unto you, this I propose. If you guess my name, you may have this child I bear in my hand. If thou guess wrong, thy weeping must cease, for it's grating upon my ears. Thou must cease the search for the child and leave me in peace. What say ye?
I agree.
Then begin.
Oberon?
Fa! Thou hast been reading too much. 1 is gone, 2 remain. The lady cannot guess my name.
Crookshanks.
My lady, dost thou attempt an insult? 2 be gone and 1 remain. The lady cannot guess my name.
Then, with my last guess, will you accept this? Tomorrow I brew, today I bake, and then the child away I'll take. For little deems my royal dame that Rumplestiltskin is thy name. You, my little man, are called Rumplestiltskin.
You cheat! 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 No man, no woman, and no living thing can learn this name. I'm invincible, powerful. You cannot defeat me. I paid thee a favor. I saved thy life. This is my payment. This my reward. I curse thee in all thy life's work. I curse thy husband and thy child. Take him, take him. I will not see thee more.
And Golda took her child from the arms of Rumpelstiltskin. He was now bereft of all power. His name was the charm that bound him to it. Suddenly, the little man began to whirl on his heel. He turned, and the air twisted with him, whipping around the room frantically. He leaped in the air and came down on his heel. The ground split beneath him, catching his little foot. As the air whipped faster, the ground seemed to pull him down, and unexpectedly, he tore in 2 pieces, the one half flying away in the end and the other swallowed in the earth. Such is the end of Rumpelstiltskin. And this is what was learned.
Never speak before you think.
Don't let your sister leave with the prince. Always volunteer to go instead.
With enough money, everything will be fine.
I learned something?
You never know what you'll find on All Hallows Eve.
Take poetry.
Thou shalt not ever feel sorry for weeping women, especially if they are beautiful. Let the king execute them.
And they all lived happily ever after.
You've been listening to Rumpelstiltskin, written by Elizabeth and performed by Elizabeth, Chester, Catherine, and myself. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation. This is Alice signing out for the Smith Family Nutworks.